Hello, and welcome to this preview video of the game I'm currently developing. It's called Blobtastic, and at the moment it is getting close to being done. Mainly just polishing the game at this point. So I thought it was time to show a preview video to everyone and try to get as much feedback before it's actually released, and maybe make any last-minute changes that might need to be made. So please, comment and tell me what you think about the game. All right, so let's just jump in here. So some of you may have saw my other video about a month ago, but I'll just kind of go over the basics again. So basically these magenta lines or pink lines is part of the recording software, and I mainly just have it here just to tell you the controls because it tells me exactly where I'm swiping, where I'm tapping, and basically just how everything controls. So basically how it works is wherever I swipe is where the blob is going to jump. And if I tap the screen, I will send out my little arm and he will grab stuff, and there's a limit to how far I can reach, so the key actually can't reach that rock from this distance. But if I jump a little closer, it can reach it. The other thing I can do is, let's just show up here, if I hold down two fingers, I can turn into a stone, and this allows me to instantly drop from any mid-air area, or jump rather, and it makes me also invincible to everything in the game except for this lava down here, which will eventually try to kill you. So I basically just want to control the controls because this game's essentially a 2D platformer, and 2D platformers on most mobile devices are a little too imprecise with virtual sticks and D-pads and buttons. So I feel it's very important just to show the controls. So let's just jump up here. So basically the premise of this game is you're in this secret volcano lab and you're trying to escape, and you might have noticed the lava is now rising. And you can see how fast it is by the speed indicator. Oh, so let's just use our little jetpack power up. It actually allows me to jump several times in the air. And I got that clock power up, so it actually freezes the lava for, well, the green one only freezes it for 3 seconds. So I didn't have too much safety time there. And just dying because I'm trying to talk and play at the same time. Alright, and there's also blue clock power-ups that freeze the lava for 6 seconds. You'll see it up there, it says the speed is 0. Alright, so here's our little cannons. If we just tap, it'll launch the cannons in the direction the cannon's pointed. Let's see here, so here's our jetpack again. I'm surprised. Basically how the levels work in this is I have 50 pre-built levels. Oop, I keep on messing up. Trying to talk and play at the same time. I have 50 pre-built levels, and hold on. And the order you get them in each playthrough is random. So there's basically it's not the exact same playthrough every single time you play the game. And I do not know why the game feels like throwing me every single jetpack level that I have in here. All right, so here's the mines. Basically, you can stand on them, and they'll eventually explode and kill you. Alright, so here's our fans. Basically, the idea with the fans is you can jump into them, but you can't actually jump. But you can use the stone to drop out of them, or you can actually just use your little grappling arm and grapple through the wind force. Alright. So whenever I enter these purple fields, my blob will turn purple, and now gravity doesn't apply to me, and I can just bounce off walls. I don't stick to them anymore. Also, if I tap, I just stop in place. I don't have a little grappling arm anymore. I can still use my stone form though. And the other little thing with the little bouncy blob is he's immune to electricity now, but everything else will still kill him. So I don't want to hit like these bouncing balls, for example. Alright, and then I'll go back to these green fields, they'll change me back to the normal blob. Alright, so here's like an idea of these clocks. I know I explained them briefly before, but the main purpose of them is just to kind of add different routes, more dangerous routes through each floor. So it'll be beneficial for me to go through here, but it's going to be much harder to navigate through these spinning saws when I can just go around the actual course. Really the fastest way through this level is actually just to jump off this ice, because I don't stick to ice, and then grapple to the wall there. So I try to have alternate routes throughout each floor. And some of these are just more trying to skill based. So some of these floors I try to introduce concepts. So ice, how it basically works is you slide around on them, you don't actually stick. You can't actually grab onto them either. But if you use the stone form, you will stop instantly. So like I'll keep on going forever if I'm sliding, but if I use a stone, I'll just drop it instantly. And then I can only jump off these ices when it's flat. So if it's at an angle, I can't actually jump off of them. Alright, so let's keep going. So let's jump to this platform. Don't want to hit the teleporters. Teleporters will drop me back down there, which I do not want. Alright. So I guess I'll quickly explain these surfaces. So most of the surfaces in this game are going to be orange to indicate that you can grab onto them, and like the game is very heavily color coded. So everything like white, black, and brown is the background. These green surfaces, I can stick to them once, but I can freely jump through them and grapple through them. And then these purple ones, I can freely jump through, but it'll block enemy shots. Alright, let's keep going up here. Oop, not paying attention. Alright, so that's, for the most part, all the mechanics I want to explain. Let's just go to the main menu real fast, just for any of those that are curious what's changed. So obviously I have the animated blob now. So I have a guide now, so you can go through the guide and see all the game mechanics that are in here, and you can just click on them, and it'll go do an in-depth analysis of what each of these things do. Really, what I mainly want most people to do is just click on the blob controls, just because it tells you real fast, hey, this is how each of the controls work. But yeah, and then just have people go to these later. I also have my high score, and then if you press this, there's normal mode and Bounce-tastic mode. Bounce-tastic mode basically lets me be bouncy the entire time. So if I go through like a green field now, I won't change. This doesn't save my high score though, so it's just for a fun thing. I did it as a development tool and found out it was so much fun, I'll just include it in the main game. Alright, so, and then I also have credits here, who's ever interested in reading it. Pretty much it was developed by me, and then I used several assets from the Unity Asset Store. Alright, and then I have practice mode. Basic practice mode, you can take as long as you want through each of these levels, and there's no lava chasing you. Again, this doesn't actually save your high score, though. Alright, so I think at this point I don't want the video to drag on too much. So I think I'm just going to turn the music up and just play the game for a few minutes and just let you see, more of what the game has to offer. And again, thanks for watching, and leave any kind of feedback that you want to give, because that's what I'm mainly looking for right now. And enjoy the rest of the video. Thanks for watching. Oh, before I forget, I just want to mention a couple other quick things. I do plan on releasing updates to the game on a fairly regular basis, maybe just adding more floors. Also, I'm about to switch it over to the game audio. I want to apologize if the audio quality is a little low. That has more to do with the actual recording software I'm using on my tablet, and it's just not the best. Just know that the actual in-game quality, audio quality, is better when you actually play it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video. Bye.